couple of things that can go wrong when this process doesn't go the way it's supposed to go to. This one is pretty common. This is called hemangioma. It's when there's extensive vasculogenesis in the cranial region, normally in the face, and the angiogenesis doesn't come in and cut off the supply. There's not that signal that says, hey, I have too much oxygen here, I don't need these blood vessels. And you end up with blood vessels visible on the face right here. My younger brother, this is him, this is Matthew, he was born premature, and we were really shocked he didn't have any liver damage, any lung abnormalities, no asthma, nothing like that. He was born a full month early, preemie, and he was C-sectioned because he was breech, or he was sitting upright and wanted to come out feet first. So this is a picture of him in first grade, and he has one of these hemangiomas right here on his forehead. This is actually a little bit into treatment. They cryogenically froze it to cut off the blood flow, and it took several visits for it to come out, and then this is him a year later, completely gone, no scar, no nothing. So fairly simple to take care of, but fairly something common that we can see in young children as well. He's now grown and just came home from his mission, and I mean, it's never grown back. Another one that you can have is this vein of Galen. It's one of the largest veins that returns blood from the brain to the heart, so it's kind of important. And in this one, the capillaries between the veins and the arteries are missing. They're not there. So they look like this when they should look like this. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. But this is one that is seen fairly common as well. And so this will slow the blood flow from the arteries. So the capillaries are important because they slow the blood flow from the arteries back to the heart through the veins. So when they're not there, then the blood flow is fast into the vein of Galen and has no resistance, which causes the heart to overwork, and you can have potential heart failure, which we do not want, especially in small children. You can have brain dysfunction, you can have developmental delay, you can have bleeding in your brain or seizures, and if it's left untreated, you could even have death. So the treatment for this is done by a trained neurosurgeon, and they insert a catheter, this catheter insertion site right here. So right in this vein coming out of the leg, they insert, they make a tiny incision, they put a catheter in it, and they guide the catheter all the way up to the brain, to this target right here, at the site of the vein of Galen. And then they use a micro injection of glue or soft metal coils close to the blood flow to treat it. And after successful treatment, there are little or no symptoms present. They say that this is a fairly simple procedure for them to do, and they have really high success rates with it. But I mean, that's quite the catheter going all the way up to the brain to fix that. So some more current research going on with vascular endothelial growth factor, or that VEGF, that signal that we see most frequently in both vasculogenesis and angiogenesis. There's a lot of them. I mean, age-related stuff, cancer, obviously, because one of the first things we see with cancer is they put out blood vessels so that they can get oxygen and nutrients that they need to continue growing. I have leukemia in here as something different, even though it is a cancer. It's cancer of the blood. And this picture down here should look really familiar to Brother Bailey. It's the Stowers Institute in Kansas City. And there is a lab in there that is working. All they do is vasculogenesis, angiogenesis. They're looking at embryonic development, and they're trying to apply it to leukemia, to cancer development, and they're trying to find cures for it. We also see research in the upregulation of viral angiogenesis, vascularization of cerebral organoids derived from ESCs, and a ton more. We have a couple links down here if you're interested, if you want to go research more, see some of the papers that we read. They're really fascinating, and I'm sure that this is an area that will continue to be understood, to be researched, mostly because of that cancer stopping potential that it could have. And then if you do have any more questions, we have provided some videos of vasculogenesis, angiogenesis, some other helpful topics that we've discussed today. We hope that you've enjoyed it and that you've learned a thing or two.